Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Omar Ryan, aka Melanin, the black one. Black is amazing, and I hope you've been enjoying the content that I've been putting out over the past few weeks, and we do intend to keep it going and keep it growing. And thank you for keeping and staying with us. Today, I want to talk about a topic that, I don't think a lot of us think about it, but I think we should. Um, Jamaica, the greatest country in the world. Yes, and I have my criterias um, that I'm going to use. But before I get into this video today, I just want to give what I would say now a word of encouragement and shout out to all the persons out there, you know, because last week, this time, we were just coming out of a hurricane. It's 1 week now since Hurricane Beryl hit Jamaica, and some places got more damage to the environment and people's property than others. For example, St. Elizabeth is the hardest hit parish in Jamaica, and I have a very close affinity with St. Elizabeth, and my heart really goes out to all the people in St. Elizabeth going through darkness and having to find thousands and millions of dollars to try and get their back life in order. St. Elizabeth is a breadbasket, so a lot of farmers down there, when they look, the farms are obliterated, you know. So my heart goes out to all the people, and I just want to encourage my audience out there. If you know someone who suffered from the hurricane, reach out to them if you can in any way and help. You don't know, because we're about assisting and helping people, and helping to see people back on track. Want to see people doing their best. That's what life should be about. People should be doing their best. Anyway, I don't want to get into too much of that, but I just want to say shout out to everyone, the survivors from the storm, and wish everyone all the best in getting back their lives together after such an ordeal. Anyway, into the video for today. Jamaica, the greatest country in the world. I have always been looking at this thing here for years now, a good time. That Jamaica really is a special country. And I don't know if it's because of the location where it's at in the Caribbean Sea and the Caribbean Basin. Um, because it's a unique space, for many years, centuries, really. Jamaica and Jamaicans have been making a mark on the global space, you know. So this video today is to look at Jamaica, the greatest country in the world. And to me, our greatness is by virtue of our people. And I know what is in Jamaicans that make them so great. But Jamaica is the greatest country in the world. And I would say that anywhere, because I have knowledge and competence to argue that and probably win with the criteria that I have. Anyway, all right. When it comes to leadership, for example, not many small countries with a population of, say, 3 million, and we're not really 3 million yet, according to the official census takers. We're close to 3 million though, but we say 3 million. And when it comes to leadership, Jamaica have produced some very great people. And Two of them that I'll mention is Marcus Garvey and Bookman. Bookman was the person who actually left Jamaica, Eastern Jamaica, St. Thomas, and went to Haiti and helped to kickstart the Haitian Revolution. And the Haitian Revolution is very significant in the history of Black people in the West because in 1804, when Haiti fought for its own independence and won against France, Spain, and other imperial powers of the day, it was something significant and it still is something significant. Haiti was the first Black republic in the world. When people were being enslaved in Jamaica and Cuba, territories near to Haiti, Haitians were freeing Africans. Just go across on the boat, you're free. So Haiti, the Black Jacobins, as what C.L.R. James, the writer out of Trinidad, would call them, is a significant space in the whole world history of Black people. Very significant, you know? And they represent freedom. They represent that Black militancy to stand up and fight for what you believe is right and just, you know? And the Haitians, for what they did and contributed to Black history and the Black understanding of our ability to do things and get things done by ourselves, should always be celebrated. And moving on, so you have the 18th Revolution, which take place around 1793 thereabout. That Bookman was highly involved with. And after the Haitian and other leaders came about, like Henry Christophe, the most famous though was Toussaint Louverture and others. You have Dessalines and many leaders. Those are the most famous names that you'll hear when you read about the Haitian Revolution. Come up to 1887, August 17. A man was born in a parish called St. Anne that impacted the world so much. He's seen as the most significant Black leader from the Western Hemisphere. And this man is no other than the most honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Garvey is a world revered leader for the contribution he has made to Black civilization and the understanding of who we are in this space, the West, where we came here as property for white men and were enslaved on plantations. And Marcus Garvey, years after, became so significant in the world for advocating for a better life, improvement of conditions, and not just advocating, but actually doing things for Black people, forming the UNIA, Universal Negro Improvement Association in 1914, and the African Communities League, and they made a significant impression in the United States, all over. The UNIA is the most broadly what I would call it's the biggest organization ever for Black people in the West. Started by Marcus Garvey. There were branches in many countries, including Spanish America. I think Cuba had the most locations outside of the United States of America. I know. So Marcus Garvey's history is so great and vast. There are communities in the US and in South Africa named after Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey is a global hero for Black people. And because this is a short video, I don't want to get into a lot of the details about Marcus Garvey, but I want to encourage you to read about this great leader that inspire lots of future leaders of the African Black race. Anyway, why Jamaica is the greatest country in the world? We don't know. It's just the people. Us, the people, Jamaicans, make Jamaica great. When you look at Jamaica comparatively to other countries in the world that make significant strides in world affairs and so forth, um, and I'm not just talking sports and entertainment, which are two areas where Jamaicans are very dominant. You find that most of those countries they don't have the kind of population, and the countries generally that Jamaica competes with are developing countries like America. You know, for the past 2 decades, Jamaica and America have been neck and neck in this global track and field meets, and you know Jamaica is coming out on top. Fastest man in the world record, Usain Bolt, people like Shelley and Fraser Price, which to me is one of the greatest athletes ever. Um, this Elaine Thompson era, the new sprint queen on the block, and Sharika Jackson. All these people, they've dominated the Americans like it's crazy. I look at America. America is the most powerful country in the world. When you narrow down it to economics and military might and so forth and so forth. But when you look at the Jamaican people per capita, compare our 3 million people to the England, the France, all these big countries that we compete with and dominate in fields that we are able to compete in. We dominate them. Imagine Jamaicans having a seat at the Security Council at UN. Imagine Jamaicans having a strong economy and military might like Chinese and the Russians and the Americans. We would be literally running the world. Just imagine, just imagine it. Jamaicans dominate almost every single field that they take part in. For a country of 3 million people, and it's before 3 million, you know, I feel it is from before Jamaica had 1 million people. Jamaicans have been impressing the world with greatness. Jamaica is a cultural super state. Reggae music out of Jamaica is the world freedom music. In the 1970s, there was no band in the world that was attracting the attention and the crowd and the audience that Bob Marley and the Wailers were attracting in Europe. No band in the world. It's freedom music, it's rebel music. Get up, stand up, and fight for your right. That is reggae music. There's no wonder why Bob Marley has been voted by the world out there as artist of the century, plus get song of the century. Imagine an artist from Jamaica, look a country in the Caribbean, you cannot even see us on a map when you look at them big world map. Artist of the century. Fastest man of all time. Plus whole heap of other things. Rastafari is, according to some books, the only true religion to have been founded or created, whatever term I want to use, since 1930, since the 20th century. And Jamaica that come from. St. Thomas, my parish. So Jamaica is a significant space. Jamaica is the most influential small country in the world. And I think that Jamaica should have been the richest small country in the world. You know, through some of them leaders you have in this country. And some of them people I took. I mean, I just blame the leader them. I blame enough of the people them for Jamaica not advancing as it should. Because some of we are joke. We don't know the greatness we have in a way. Jamaica, my people, is the greatest country in the world. I tell that to anyone. And this is just part one, you know. I'm going to do part two, you know. Because I have some other things to share with you. you know. And I might just do that video with my virgin knife, you know, because same view we have about this thing, you know, from long time, you know. So Jamaica is the greatest country in the world. And my video is kind of coming to the limit that I want to stop it at. You know, it's at 15 minutes now. But remember, people, in terms of music, leadership, religion, and sports, entertainment, Jamaica is the greatest, man. Jamaica is the greatest impactful country, a cultural superstate. So that them call China and Japan and America some superstates because of their economy. Jamaica is a cultural superstate. Go ask Barack Obama, former president of the US. Go ask Kwame Nkrumah, founding president of Ghana. Go ask Nelson Mandela, first black president of South Africa. Yeah, man. Go ask the Afrobeats people then. Ask the whole of them. The first person in the world to sell platinum, Harry Belafonte, Jamaican. Might the born but him a Jamaican. Do it to America. Go check the stats, man. Jamaicans are the greatest people in the world. Bar none. I want to know that when I watch this video, I me I met this for. If you know that, so I can tell the kids them and tell the people them Jamaican, so you better have confidence in yourself, people. That's part of the reason why I met this video. Because I want Uno to know so confident and if you just do anything and don't sell out. Enough people out here selling out. I want to be like an American when an American really want to be like a Jamaican. Want to be like this white guy or this some other guy. No, man, be yourself, man. Just be a natural, true Jamaican self. You know, if you have no locks and been a rasta like me, you know, just be yourself. Be a natural, true self. Your genuine self. And love progress and have ambition and see how far you reach as a Jamaican. Yeah, man, just confident in yourself. So, you know, this is part one of Jamaica, the greatest country in the world. Respect and thank you for tuning in. And thanks to the people who have been sharing my videos, subscribing and watching and rewatching. And I look forward to your engagement. Until next time, love in the house. Bless up.